looks good on you. Tell me who knows you're on blue when every bruise looks good on you. You found out that nobody is perfect, and you doubt that anything is worth it. Look around, the world is a circus, you're on blue. So provoking, I forgot to mention, are you joking? I need some attention, and nothing's working to change your direction. You're on blue. Who knows you're on blue when every bruise looks good on you? Tell me who knows you're on blue when every bruise looks good on you. Why won't you hold my hand? Are you gonna deny this? Do the best you can. I haven't got a plan, but I'm gonna survive this. That's just who I am. When you're on blue, you keep everything inside of you. You try to play it cool, sometimes you gotta break the rules. I don't know why you are confused. All you need is a little bit of attitude. Yeah. This is it, I'm tired of explaining. It's too late because everyone is waiting. That's great, so why are you complaining? You're on blue. If I'm unsure, will anybody notice? It's my fault because I love you on purpose. I'm insecure or just a little nervous. You're on blue. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, hey. Starting to enjoy the view, I'm all about the attitude. Who knows you're on blue when every bruise looks good on you? Tell me who knows you're on blue when every bruise looks good on you. Do you need anything like I need you? It's over. Do you need anything like I need you?
Dude, how we doing? Dude, you like the shirt? Let's go! Do you need anything like I need you? It's over. Oh. Do you need anything like I need you? Do you need anything like I need you? It's over. Oh. Anything like I need you. Uh-oh, Gilman Street. Do you need? Look out. Woo! Dude, how we doing? Yeah, it's a good song, isn't it? It is a good, that tune is a rocker. Ah. Dude, early stream, I'll be honest, guys. I'm a little discombobulated with the early stream. I'm not used to it, but here we are. We're early, we're live, we're large, we're love. Paint away. Today you're more relaxed than Erica Kirk. If you dare, everywhere, I'm afraid to let them. Nothing is what I say. Antifa, let's go. Antifa is what I think. I will drown in Antifa. Antifa. Dude. Right-wing shitters, they don't know just what they're supposed to do. So all they do is read the Bible and freak out on you about your genitals. They're so worried you might be having some sex or other devilish entertainment. Ooh, oh, 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 oh. Ooh, oh, 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 oh. Bang your Bible. Yeah. Ooh, bang your Bible. Dude. Oh. Nothing feels better than a banged Bible. Let me just tell you, dude. That. Right? You do a little, you get your hips into it. Woo! Praise the Lord. Nothing is what I say. I feel far away. Dude, what if a bolt of lightning just crashed down into this room? Oh shit. will drown in pink. Yeah, 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 yeah. Nothing is what I say. I feel far away. Nothing is what I think. I will drown in pink. Nothing is what I say. I feel far away. Nothing is what I think. Nothing is what I think. Yeah, 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 yeah. 'Cause I will drown in pink. Oh, 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 oh. Let's go! Oh, let's go. Dude, how we doing on this fine evening? Hello, hello. Dude, let's go, baby. Dude, Thursday night. Feeling good? Ah, got a little eucalyptus in the tank, right? All right, get the recording started. The recording's going. Dudes, tell me about your day, everybody. What do we got? I will be honest, I missed most of the news cycle today. And because I was up editing and at like 3 a.m, I got a message from my son. He and his girlfriend got an apartment. So they are like, they've been in New York for about a month. They got an Airbnb for a month, and they've been looking for a place to live. They got an apartment. He's paid for it. I have a little paperwork that, because I'm like co-signing, that I have to send in tomorrow. But they are officially New Yorkers. They have not gotten the keys yet. They have to wait a couple days until like the money clears. And she got a job. So half of the two of them that have a job, she got a job and they found an apartment. Now, Bryce is going to be looking for a job too. Although he went there like sans job, but he also had a nice like savings nest egg to get them started. So yeah, they are officially New Yorkers. And it was really exciting. And like, I got to look at the apartment. The apartment is really cool. It's like, it's got hardwood floors. And it's got really high ceilings and like really nice architecture. This really cool, like sculpted arch and like a built-in shelf thing. It's really nice. It's cute. It's small, right? But it's not that small. It's I think it's actually, I mean, it's hard to tell size, but I think it's actually bigger. I'm pretty sure it's bigger than the single apartment that I lived in LA in the 90s with my first girlfriend, right? But it's really cool, right? It is super cool, man. And no, there's no exposed brick, but hardwood floors. And yeah, dude, Green, I was feeling it. They were kind of feeling it too. They were worried, but dude, yeah, they made it happen, boss, in a month. It is in Brooklyn. It is in Brooklyn. They had looked all over. There was one that they were looking at that was in East Harlem, and then a couple in Brooklyn. This one's in Brooklyn. It's basically in the Crown Heights area. But dude, yeah, it's pretty nice. Dude, it's pretty sweet. They're stoked. It's a really cool apartment though, right? It is. Like the ceilings, guys, I can't even tell you, the ceilings are like, it has like 12-foot ceilings or 14-foot ceilings. I'm serious. The ceilings are like 12-footers. It's like, it's crazy. It's like a loft sort of ceilings, even though it's a single unit. Isn't that wild? It's pretty wild. Dude, I'd never seen a small apartment like that have the super high ceilings. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm really happy for him though. So we FaceTime them today, and yeah, it's a studio. It's like, it has like one big room, and then there's a kitchen, and then there's a bathroom. But it's what it is it's like it's like long instead of square. So it has that Victorian feel to it, where like you walk in and there's the living room and then the kitchen is behind the living room and the bathroom is behind the kitchen, right? But yeah, the high ceilings I think are key because they really do, when you have a smaller apartment, those high ceilings really open it up. That's one of the things I like about our house here. Is one of the things that attracted me to this house is our house has like, you know, like 8-foot ceilings, right? Our house, it's an old Craftsman, and the house we bought had, you know, like the 8-foot ceilings. So that was something that I was totally stoked about. I really like the high ceilings, but this apartment is like, I think they're like 12 or they're high. Right? It's big. It's big. It's cool. I'm really happy for him. Do they call that shotgun style? What is that? And grain shotgun style? Dude. Oh, dude, my pillow? No way. Dude, it really? Dude, I love it. Right? Canal, you said you visited New York. You love it. You don't think you would live there? Yeah, I mean, dude, let me just tell you. Okay? Let me just tell you guys. For like New York, living there is not for anyone, or I mean, not for everyone. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, not, I think it takes a certain type of person that can live there because you have to love big cities. You know what I mean? Right? You know what I mean? Like, especially with New York, because New York is like, there's no city like it in America, guys. I mean, there are cities, you know, LA, big city, San Francisco, big city, right? For sure. You know, Chicago, Seattle. I mean, all of these cities, Atlanta, huge cities. But New York is like 8 million people in one room, dude. That's what it feels like. You are like in one room. It's like 8 million people in a space the size of, you know, a like the downtown area of a small town. Dude, it's crazy. You have to love chaos and filth. See, you know what it is though? Here's what it is. Here's what my description of it, cuz I love New York. Like, one is you got to be an energy junkie, okay? Because there's like so much energy there that if you are an energy junkie where you just like to be immersed in chaotic energy, you'll do well there because there is a lot of like, there's so much energy, so many people interacting, it is just a lot of chaotic energy. And I mean, you'll go out at 4 in the morning, and there's more people on the street at 4 in the morning than at, you know, midday in a city like Portland, right? So that's one thing. But the other thing is what that guy said. I can't remember who it was. It was Joe. He said filth. See, that's where I sort of disagree, right? Because I know that to a like maybe somebody who lives in the suburbs or out in the country, you look at a city and you think it's filthy, but it's like lived in. You know what I mean? It's like the grime of living is in a city. There's trash. There may be feces on the road. There's homeless. There's, you know, like you may walk by where somebody threw up or what have you. There's like discarded clothing and shit. And I don't really look at that as filth. I look at that as like the grime of living, you know, and you know what I mean? But I really like that stuff. I like that. Like I like that a lot better than, you know, it just feels more authentic to me than when you go to the suburbs, everyone has like a company that mows their lawns. So the yards are all trimmed and perfect. And it's like everything's been dusted and presented, but it looks like people don't really live there. It looks like they drive through there, you know what I mean? And depends on the neighborhood of cities. Aren't just shit on the street? Yeah, but I'm talking about like dog shit, not like human shits. I mean, there's sometimes there's dog shit on the streets. I mean, in Europe, you go to Paris and they don't even care about that, right? But you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not like it's a huge regular occurrence, but it exists, right? It does exist. But dude, New York is amazing though. The only thing about New York is you gotta like rats, all right? That's my thing. I think you have to be comfortable around rats because the rats are like they just come out and you'll be sitting there on a sidewalk and a rat will like end up right next to you and not at all like concerned about your presence. You know what I'm saying? There's like the rats. I mean, I don't know what it's like now. They used to not have trash cans. People used to just put the trash bags on the street. So during the summer, it would get this kind of like New York smell from all the trash bags on trash day. And so there would just be bags piled up on the street waiting for the trash trucks. And the rats would be like cruising. You know what I mean? There's a lot of rats. They are. I like them though. They're fucking, I think they're cute. Dude, I think they're cute. But everybody's got something, dude. Right? New York's got rats. California had roaches. There's a lot of roaches in LA. You know, I think warm places have roaches. In Oregon, we have spiders and like centipedes and shit. Right? Here, a lot of spiders in Oregon. Oregon's very spidery. You know, Arizona has scorpions, right? You got to have your little fucking black light and shit. In Arizona, if you're walking around at night, you need that fucking black light. Dude, in Arizona, you got to watch that shit. New York City's got roaches too. Yeah, I'm sure it does. You've had possums? Dude, I love possums, bro. I would love to have an opossum as a pet. I think they're so cute. Can I just say, opossums are amazing. Phoenix has roaches. Yeah, everywhere warm has roaches. There's not really roaches in Oregon, which is pretty crazy, right? There really isn't. There's really not orchards. Not roaches. In Denver, you got, what's a trash panda? Right? Good. Georgia and Florida, big bugs. Yeah. Yeah, no, the South definitely has some big bugs. Florida, dude, has some shit, right? Raccoons, all right. I like raccoons. Oh, trash panda's a raccoon. Got it. Oh, all right. It took me a sec to put it together. Trash panda's a raccoon. All right, I like it. Dude, I didn't know that was a thing, boss. Let's go. Dude, I love opossums. They're so cute. Dude, they're so cute. Dude, can I just tell you that opossums are like the cutest shit ever? Yeah, dude. So Bryce is now a New Yorker, boss. Isn't that wild? Dude, he is a New Yorker. Yeah, let's go. They are in Brooklyn. They're more scared of us than we're scared of them. What's that, with the opossums? Or the raccoons? Dude, we have a lot of raccoons here. We have a lot of rabbits. Like, so our house, what we have in Portland is we have an apple tree. Okay. So our house is basically like the candy store of the whole neighborhood, right? Because we have an apple tree. So we, all the animals, the raccoons, the rabbits, the squirrels, everybody, like all the animals love our backyard because of that apple tree. It's pretty much the candy store. It's pretty cool. I like it. Dude, it's like a lot of animals. Dude, you go out in the yard during the fall. I mean, it's every other year that there's a big harvest of apples, but you go out there during the harvest years and like every apple has bites taken out of it. They fall off the tree and the animals just fucking go to town, bro. It's pretty funny, dude. There's a lot of apple feasting that happens in our yard. I really, really like it though. You know what I'm saying? I'm like a big fan of that. I like being part of like the nourishing, you know what I'm saying? I like being part of the nourishing of like the neighborhood. All right. Neighborhood. They're in the neighborhood of Crown Heights, right? Yeah. All right. So, dude, what a day. Dude, so tell me what I missed today in politics. Because like I said, I spent the early morning hours kind of reveling in the apartment, getting with my son. Then I went to bed and I had a massage. So I was out for a couple of hours. Then we did like a FaceTime call. So I've been a little bit out of the loop. We're going to look at the Cenk Uyghur, right? Katie Miller threatening to deport Cenk Uyghur, which I thought was pretty amazing. Oh shit, dude. Right? Dude, Cenk Uyghur, like after all of his MAGA ass kissing, remember when they were like, don't call Stephen Miller short, don't be mean to MAGA? And now Katie Miller's like, we're going to deport you? Dude, you know what? Solon, do you have a link? I would love to cover TYT whitewashing Nick Fuentes. Let's find the link, dude. I have not really covered much TYT because I've been fulfilling my Candy O fetish lately because she's been dropping the wild conspiracy theories. So I do want to see, I would love to see what they're doing around Nick Fuentes. I'm telling you guys, the Nick Fuentes situation has been really troubling, okay? Let me just say, I'm going to start the dance party goal, and then I'm going to talk about this and tell you why I think the Nick Fuentes shit is troubling, okay? And it's TPUSA's fault, too, all right? Because... And MAGA's fault, because what they've done, all right, is there it is, dance party goal, 45 minutes. So in an effort to turn Charlie Kirk into a moderate and to try and make him seem like he wasn't the extremist, racist, misogynist, xenophobic person, right? Discord link is down in the description. Post it in the React on Stream channel at Discord. So because Charlie died and they've been trying to like cash register him, they've been portraying him as a moderate, right? Charlie, they've been moderating everything and trying to turn him into a martyr. Now, as a result, it's opened the door for Nick Fuentes to walk in and be like, well, I'm not really that far right? Because I'm like, I'm basically the same as, Charlie Kirk. I'm just a little bit more America first than Charlie. So Nick Fuentes, dude, Willem, let's go. Good morning. So Nick Fuentes has had that like to become like legitimized. And it's bothersome, guys. It's bothersome because he is very extreme. Dude, Engrain, let's get the dance party rolling. Let's do it, baby. Dude, it sucks. Dude, now, the Erica J.D. Vance, I saw some people talking about that online, bro. About Erica J.D. Vance. That was weird, guys. Again, okay, right? Again, is the thing about Erica is she likes power, okay? She does. She is attracted to power, okay? That's how she got in with Trump. That's how she got in with Charlie. And that's how she's now going to ingratiate herself with J.D. Vance and whoever is behind Trump, right? Because Trump's, about to age out. And so she likes power, okay? These evangelical women, they love power, okay? That's why they don't even care, right? They don't even care if the guys are grapey or criminals or what have you. It's like mob wives. They just like power and they like money, okay? And she's definitely one of those. Dude, she's cold, bro. You know what I'm saying? She's cold. If I'm married to Kirk, if I'm married to what? To Erica Kirk? Dude, I wouldn't want to be married to Erica Kirk. Are you kidding me? Dude, no fucking way, bro. Nah, dude. You posted in Discord? All right. No chance, dude. All right. Hell no, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I might hook up with something like that. You know what I mean? I've definitely hooked up with some crazy Christian women. Dude, Bradford, let's go, baby. I have nothing against a hookup with them, but no way you're getting involved with crazy, like, power-thirsty women, right? Think he meant Charlie? Dude, why would I get married to Charlie? Always ready to dance. Let's go, Martine. Let's go. Woo! Dude, I'm not getting married to Charlie. Dude, I didn't like Charlie. All right? I didn't. I've been very open about that. He's an extremist. Okay? I did not like that guy at all, dude. Okay? He's very problematic. All right. So, let's see what we got here, guys. All right? All right. Oh, Lord have mercy. All right? Dude. All right. So let's find the Cenk and Katie Miller thing. So what we got to find is, I guess we're going to have to, oh my God, dude, what is up with Jillian Michaels, dude? Guys, why does Jillian Michaels look like Al Franken? What the fuck is going on, bro? Dude, look at her. Dude, what is happening to Jillian Michaels? I'm serious. Dude, you thought she was done? No, she just went solo. Okay, Jillian did. Although, I gotta say this, guys. You ready? Let me just say about, I'm gonna go to YouTube. We're gonna go to the tube and we're gonna find the actual thing here.
The barbarians are...
All right. There it is. All right, this one.
The barbarians...
All right, so here we go. So... Dude, where does the Cenk Uyghur part happen? Does someone have a timestamp on where this happens? Well, I guess we'll figure it out if nobody knows where it is. In the middle? All right. But we're going to get in here and look at this. go. There we go. Dude, crazy. So, Piers Morgan is so, he is always putting this shit out there. But anyway, so the thing about Jillian that's crazy, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens with this, because so Jillian Michaels obviously went like off the rails, right? She, because of Anna's anti-Israel stance, Jillian is very pro-Israel. And so there was some fucking disconnection there. So Jillian leaves. But guys, can I just tell you, I watched, like, when Jillian was there, we would watch her take and we would like clown it and make content off of it. But with Jillian gone, okay, with Jillian gone, the her take broadcast is like, it's unwatchable now. Okay, I'm telling you. I mean, Jillian at least provided, I don't know, some centering, some like entertaining personality or whatever. Like her personality was, and I don't know, she had something, like Jillian had something that without it, like Lindy Lee is the one leading the way. And now it's like all brain dead grifters. And like Jillian Michaels was a degenerate, but she wasn't brain dead. Okay. And Anna's not brain dead, but Anna behaves like she's brain dead when she's on that show. And now it's just a like George Soros trope, like it really is. I don't know, dude. And this was part of the reason with the Anna, the happy merchant, where like, right where Anna is really, her anti-Zionist thing is really merging with an anti-Semitism that's coming from Lindy Lee and the PBD, sort of like the George Soros tropes and all that. And like Anna's really like, she has her feet in the anti-Semitic pool now, dude. She really does. Her behavior, like I said, she's gone beyond just like defending Palestine. It's like she is in Jewish trope land. She like throws them down, or they get thrown down in front of her and she just ignores it. And it's really weird, man. Said it's overnight how Anna changed. She has been paid. Yeah, well, I don't know, guys. I feel like Tucker Carlson had something to do with this, right? Because she became like a rabid Tucker Carlson fan over the last year or so. And there was always elements of racism and shit there. And I think if you have elements of racism and like transphobia, I think like moving into anti-Semitism is not a very far jump. You know, they're all really connected. You know, if once you start on that sort of like, you know, targeting the marginalized train, it becomes real easy to start just shifting your focus, you know? And dude, she is like, remember, even over the last year, she'd be like, I've been watching a lot of Tucker Carlson, right? I've been watching a lot of Tucker Carlson. And that shit'll fuck you up. If you watch Tucker Carlson and you relate to what he's saying, eventually you're going to wake up one day and you're going to be an anti-Semitic, racist fucking turd. There's no way to avoid it. Right? It's like if you watch enough Andrew Tate, right? Say you look at Andrew Tate, okay? And you, at first you think this guy's a dick, but oh, he says a couple interesting things, right? So if you say a couple interesting things, oh, Andrew Tate has a couple interesting things, and then you just watch his content because you hear a couple interesting things, if you watch enough, you will be, you know, and you will be misogynist. You know what I'm saying? Right? And you know what I'm saying? And that is fucking the thing. And so I don't know what's going on here, but now what I've said, okay, what I've said about this with Anna and the sort of anti-Semitism thing is that, like, I used 𝗙cie𝗶𝗶 as an example, okay? Where with 𝗙cie𝗶𝗶, she talks about Palestine and she talks about, you know, like Netanyahu and the IDF, and she talks about the behavior of like the Zionist government, but you never walk away from 𝗙cie𝗶𝗶 feeling like she's being anti-Semitic, okay? Right? You just don't. You can tell that she is just really focused in on the IDF and the imperialist government of Israel. Now, my problem is when I see Anna talking about Israel and the Palestinians, I don't feel that same separation. I feel like Anna crosses that line. Like Anna, you know, I mean, I watched her take the other day, and right away, you know, Lindy Lee started talking about George Soros paying the protesters, and Anna was like nodding her head. And it's like, if you're nodding your head at George Soros, you're in anti-Semitism right there, okay? If you're saying George Soros is paying all these protesters, right? Or you're talking about the globalists, like, hint, right? It's like, dude, you're in it. There's no way you cannot be using the George Soros trope and then say you're not being anti-Semitic, because that's literally like the number one fucking whistle, you know? And so I've just seen lately in the last year, like Anna's gone down that road, and you know what I mean? It's sad, dude. Sucks. All right, is this our spot? All right, let's just watch. We're gonna just go in here and see Katie Miller, Zohran Mamdani. Let's get into this and see what we got.
All right,
now
Katie.
I'm done. Go ahead.
Why is it that every time someone wants to criticize Mamdani, it immediately comes back to the Jews and the anti-Israel movement instead of actually talking about his viewpoints, which is that he
Nobody
wants to
said
make
Jews. You just said it. You always do that. We say Israel, you say Jews. We say Israel is a government. Please don't make it about Jewish Americans. And you come back and go, you have to make it about Jewish Americans. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
Is Israel a Jewish state? Yes or no?
Yeah. First of all, okay, so Saudi Arabia is a Muslim state, and you can criticize it all day long, all day long. There's no special protection
because
for
what you're
Muslims,
doing is
Jews,
using coding language
that
to
calls
attack
themselves
American
a Jewish state or a
and to
Muslim
say that
state.
we should not be here and we should not be in existence, and that you would be happy for other people like
Nonsense.
Mamdani to use
I want Israel to be
no
safe.
Nothing of the sort.
Nonsense. You're totally lying. It's very normal for a Miller to be completely and utterly lying. That's not true. We want Israel to be a safe haven for Jews, 1967 borders. But you guys say, no, more Palestinian land. Take Gaza, take the West Bank, take southern Lebanon. Your greed knows no bounds. And by the way, you and your husband are supposed to be working for America, not for Israel. I think you're betraying this country.
All right, Cenk, let Katie.
Piers,
all right,
if I could just jump in here
Katie.
on a quick note.
Yeah, Omar, I'll come to you, but let Katie finish her point, then I'll come to you. Katie.
No, Piers, quite frankly, I'm really sick and tired of this racist, bigoted rhetoric that comes from people like you against my husband, against my family, and my children. I am raising Jewish children in this country.
Who brought your
in which
children into this? What a weirdo.
Piers, I'm going to be done with this if you're going to allow racist and bigoted attacks against one of your commentators just for the sake that he will not
hang on.
speaking.
Casey, to be clear.
Dude, what the fuck is she talking about? Racist and bigoted attacks? Like, dude, this is so crazy, right? Because her husband and her are the most racist, bigoted, like abusive, like fucking weirdos out there. You know what I'm saying? They know no bounds with their bigotry and their abuse and the nasty shit they say. The shit that demeans and demoralizes and targets marginalized people. And then she's like, you're like oppressing me. And what did she bring? I'm raising my Jewish children. Like, okay, good. You're raising your Jewish children. That's great. Nobody's even talking about your Jewish children. You have nothing to do with this. Dude, it's wild. The oppression complex that these people carry. All right, here we go.
Piers, I'm going to be done with this if you're going to allow racist and bigoted attacks against one of your commentators just for the sake that he will not
hang on.
speaking.
Casey, to be clear, Casey, to be clear,
he inserted a line that says the Miller's lie. Is that not coded language for therefore we are Jewish?
Dude, the Miller's lie, is that not coded language for we are Jewish? Right? Like, dude, what the fuck is she talking about? No, you're fucking liars. Dude, that has nothing to do with you being Jewish, okay? Donald Trump is not Jewish. Donald Trump's a fucking liar, okay? Like, dude, what is she talking about? You said the Miller's lie. That is coded for, dude, she's insane, right? Dude, are they even Jewish? Are they even Jewish? I don't even know if they're actually Jewish, but like, you know, this is crazy. All right.
Done with this if you're going to allow racist and bigoted attacks against one of your commentators
just for the sake
that he will not speaking.
Casey, to be clear, Casey, to be clear,
he inserted a line that says the Miller's lie. Is that not coded language for therefore we are Jewish? Come on, Piers. Where are you?
What?
Where are you standing?
God, you're so
Casey,
pathetic.
if I can speak,
everything's your shield.
If I can speak,
and he said, fire him, cancel him, America.
Cenk,
oh my God, Israel's feelings have been hurt. Why don't you work for this country?
Can we try and get
this country instead of Israel?
Can we try? All right, can we please? All right, let's stop the ad hominem attacks. Let's try and get this back to a more civilized debate, which is actually...
Dude, seeing Piers Morgan say, let's get this back to a more civilized debate. Dude, your whole show is like an uncivilized fucking piece of trash, Piers. Come on.
About the likely incoming mayor of New York. Katie, I was giving you the chance to respond. If you want me to do it for you, I'm happy to do that. But normally in a panel discussion, if someone makes...
You know, Piers,
I agree, and you shouldn't be interrupted. So, Katie, let me just ask you separately.
Dude, she doesn't understand how like the 2-second delay works or something. I don't think.
Don't get into ad hominem stuff. It's honestly, I think the viewers are sick of it. Let me just ask you. Let me just ask you, Katie. What is your fundamental opposition to Mamdani? Because my view of Mamdani is he's very charismatic. He's a skillful politician. He has reined back on some of the more inflammatory things. He undeniably said, the stuff he said about the NYPD would be for some people disqualifying, frankly, in a city like New York. But he's managed to come through that by reining back on some of that stuff. And he is, as Cenk rightly points out, he has a remarkable popularity with young Jewish New Yorkers. I mean, it is remarkable that for someone
he really
who people
does.
have branded anti-Semitic, a lot of Jewish New Yorkers simply don't agree. They want to vote for him.
Dude, he has a lot of support with Jewish voters. A lot.
So he is what he is. I also think, as Gillian pointed out, that probably a more obvious stick to beat him with politically are his views, which are pretty socialist. And what is fascinating about this politically, looking at the totality and potentially a future general election, is if you have a progressive socialist like Mamdani who wins in New York, is that the way the Democratic Party is now going to go? And does that have any chance of winning against what would likely be another MAGA candidate in 2028? So these are big picture issues that will come out of a Mamdani victory. But
dude, I tell you what, right? I tell you what, if you look at the Republicans, let me just tell you, because you see the Republicans, they're freaking out about Mamdani, but they're not freaking out because they're worried that bad things are going to happen in New York, guys. They don't give a shit about New York, okay? Seriously, the Republicans, if New York started on fire and burned to the ground, they would not give a fuck about what happens to New York. They're worried he's going to be successful. Dude, Willem, let's go. Dude, let's go, baby. Dude, it is 100% they're worried he's gonna be successful, and then all of America is gonna want policies that focus on fucking people, guys. That's what they're really afraid of, guys. Hold on. My fucking window is freaking out here. That's the real fear, guys. They are worried he is going to actually do the shit, right? Because what happens when, you know, a city grocery store comes in and it doesn't lead to bread lines? It leads to a happier fucking population. What happens when, you know, some of this shit like that reins in the cost of New York and it brings the cost of living down? Then middle America is going to want that too. They're not going to want to be, you know, have to go get bent over by Walmart when, like, right? You know what I'm saying? And I mean, his shit is not insane. Having one city grocery store in every borough that makes affordable food. So now the other grocery stores have to compete with that store, where if the other grocery stores, they can lower their prices, or only the rich people shop there and then the other people shop at the city store and the city makes a little bit of extra money, right? While making sure that the lower income people have access to quality food. I mean, dude, yeah, to get rid of food deserts, because food deserts are real. They are a real fucking problem. You know what I'm saying? They are a real problem. It's not going to affect bodegas, okay? Bodegas aren't going to be affected by that. You know what I'm saying? Because bodegas are like convenience stores, and people still use bodegas. You know, it's like you're still going to use that which is convenient. It's more about the grocery retailers that keep jacking up the prices because there's no competition, okay? When you go into a grocery store, there's no fucking competition. Yes, you have like Kroger, you have Safeway, right? There's like 4 grocery stores, Albertsons, and they're like fusing together, and they have a price floor and nobody can compete with them. What's going to happen is if there's a city-run grocery store, I feel like it's going to benefit the bodegas. You know what I'm saying? Because the way it's happened now is the retail stores, the big chains, usually can offer the shit that the small guy can't do cheap. The big chains do it cheap. And then they upcharge on other shit because you're there to buy the cheap shit. So the big grocery stores are designed to offer like cheaper shit than the little guy can. But then they charge you more for some other stuff. It's really smarmy, you know, and they usually run people out of business. They do, the big ones. They run small people out of fucking big business, dude. It's fucking brutal. But yeah, dude, I think it's actually going to be a great thing. I tell you what, guys, when I was on tour, okay, let me just tell you another thing is about the quality of the food, okay? It's the quality of the food too, which is another part of the food desert, okay? Because, and this is not just in a city like New York or a poor area, but this affects rural areas as well. If you go to rural areas, you go to a grocery store in a rural area, or you go to a grocery store out in the, you know, the small towns in the South, dude, Redbone, let's go. One of the first things you notice is everything in that grocery store is shit. Okay? It's all filled with, yes, it's all filled with sugar and MSG. Like when I was on tour in the South, trying to find a bag of chips without MSG or anything without MSG or preservatives was fucking impossible. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's like, dude, it's fucking impossible. It's crazy. Like the rural areas are filled with shit that is crammed with preservatives and artificial sweeteners and MSG and shit that makes you get addicted to it. And they sell a bunch of nasty shit in like quantity. And dude, and these people can't eat healthy. It's like, and then everyone's like, oh, you shouldn't be obese. You should be healthier, but they don't have a fucking choice, man. Right? They don't have a fucking choice. There is nothing healthy there. Okay? There is nothing. You're right. It's corn syrup for sure. And corn syrup is in everything, dude. You know? and it's really fucking, it's really brutal, dude. It's brutal. Dude, Sam, snow puppies, let's go, baby. All right, guys, we're about halfway there. We have 18 minutes, guys. All right, 18 minutes, and to get that dance party going. Here we go.
From your perspective, Katie, what is your fundamental opposition to Mamdani becoming New York mayor?
I want to start off with, do you agree when your guest says that the Millers always lie? Because that's what your guest on your show just said, is that the Millers always lie. And so now I'll continue into saying Mamdani, just as you said here, is a socialist. He is someone who is going to drive New York to the bottom. I'm excited for him to win because he'll prove to every other single large city in our country that what you will see is failure, what you will see is high crime, what you will see is murders, what you will see is a prominent city in our country fall into complete disrepair, and you will see large amounts of capital and tax dollars exit the city immediately, because what people are voting for is their own downfall. When you play into identity politics, as he's done, when you stand behind a podium and your first comment,
as he's done,
is, oh my gosh, my aunt on the train, instead of talking about all those who lost their lives on 9/11.
Dude, he was talking about Islamophobia that affected people after 9/11. The whole reason you guys hate him, right? And everybody's making a big deal. Oh, his aunt. Dude, I had a godmother that I called my aunt. Everybody uses that phrase. Dude, let's go, Willem. Let's go, baby. Dude, I know. The funny thing is she's like talking about identity politics, but the right wing is only identity politics. Their whole political world is identity politics. That's literally all they do. Look at 𝗏𝗏 in fucking Virginia, bro. Her entire campaign is transgender bullshit. She's even trying to do the Donald Trump they-them commercials. But unfortunately for 𝗏𝗏, dude, going to the World Series, Game 6 and 7 if needed. Let's go, Caps. That's going to be amazing. But unfortunately for 𝗏𝗏, whoever made her commercials never took a color theory class. And so her commercials are just ugly. They really fucked it up, dude. They used the worst color combination, right? Dude, so they made these commercials trying to do the Donald Trump thing, but you get uncomfortable watching the commercial because of the colors they use. It like it's not working for her. But like that's all they do, right? That's all they fucking do, bro. Everything they do is transgender or immigration. Nothing else. They never do anything, bro. The entire right wing, they don't do shit, boss.
Then you're doing something wrong, Piers. But I will sit here and say that for the reasons in which he is wrong and which he will drive New York into failure is again the same reason why people on your show, instead of arguing the merits, as you say, of his opinions, they're going to sit here and use attacks on my husband and myself instead of debating us on our values and our opinions. It is gross, it is racist, and it is bigoted.
Dude, what an idiot. First off, if you lie, you have to debate on that because that is your values. Dude, John Connolly, way to go, Tommy. Let's go, baby. Right? Lying is one of their values. But dude, Harley's girl, let's go. Oh, dude, Shin Godzilla, the politics of dancing. Oh, yes. Yes, now you're speaking my language, Shin Godzilla, the politics of dancing. That gets a twofer, boss. That gets an Elon and a Trump. Later! Dude, Joey, let's go! Oh! Dude, let's go! All right, here we go. Dude, what is she doing, though? She is, look at her. Dude, can I just say, what the fuck is up with her eyebrows, dude? Right? Like, seriously, who did her eyebrow work? Dude, Katie Miller, please, I would like you to tell me who did your eyebrow work so I can make sure that every woman I know never gets within 50 feet of them. Dude, oh shit, bro, look at this. It's like one up. Dude, the eyebrow, she went in and said, give me the Joker. And he's like, oh, okay, I got you. Dude, Steven did it. Dude, Steven did it while he was wearing her underwear And there, you know, it was a little bunchy around the fucking the nuggies. Dude, Squallis, dance goal, happy Halloween, let's go! One more, baby! Oh. Dude, her husband is like the worst human being. And you know what's fucked up about this, though? This is part of the problem, guys. Is part of the problem is this. Is these people always speak when they're either A, in a group of their acolytes, or B, they're in a space where nobody gets to respond to them and they get to talk over them and tell them off at like their press conferences. They get to call you fake news or shame you from the podium. But the minute you talk in an environment where someone can call you out, they fucking turn into like, oh, I'm so oppressed. Oh, you can't call me out. You're oppressing me. Oh, coded language. Right? Dude, they are the biggest snowflakes. Safe space desiring, crybaby, whiny, want to go back to 1950s motherfuckers on the planet, boss. Jesus.
And I will not join your show again if you
Your values
speak to that.
suck. That's what I'm debating.
This is so ridiculous. Yeah.
Well,
Your
Katie,
values
let me just
if I
make
can,
it
if I
clear,
can
Katie.
jump here, Piers.
No, Cenk, stay out of this. Katie, let me just respond to that. Katie, normally, when someone makes an ad hominem attack on another panelist, that panelist is on the receiving end, gives it back, right? And you've chosen instead, it seems to me, to want me to do that for you. I don't mind doing that, right? But to me, you could easily respond. You're perfectly skilled and capable enough to respond to what Cenk said about you, and you've done that. And you've argued, very passionately why Mamdani would be a New York mayor. I'm not taking sides here. I actually don't like any of the ad hominem attacks that come on the show.
All right. Dude, two more. There it is, dude. Willem, done. Let's go. We got it. And fucking Mick Mose. Dude, great name, Mick. Dude, Mick Mose. Dude, I love the name. Let's go. Dude, yeah, Piers is like, dude, what is he doing? Coach her up? That's so funny. He's like, are you going to let him talk to you that way? Dude, Piers, she's like, I'm not going to come on the show again. And everybody in America is like Cenk Ugger's scoring points here. Normally we hate Cenk Ugger, but if he makes it so Katie Miller will never go on TV again, dude, the whole world, like Cenk might actually get some votes in the next election. Dude, right? Oh, shit. Dude, this show is flatlining, dude. I mean, this show is so cagey. That's all I can think about it. Dude, Jillian Michaels, dude, hey, Terry, that's not Jillian Michaels. That's actually Al Franken after a night of drinking. Dude, Jillian is like, dude, doesn't she look like she stared into the devil's eyes? Dude, she does. She looked at the devil during the commercial break, and now she's just like, the whole time, bro. Oh, fuck. Dude, I like the jacket. I do. I don't really like it on her, but I do like the jacket. Dude, she looks like Al Franken, bro. I think right now, though, you're right. Right now, she's thinking, I actually think I miss Anna. Right? Oh, she's like, I think I miss Anna, actually.
But it's interesting to note that there have been an increasing number of very ad hominem attacks on Mamdani, and a lot of it has had a whiff of genuine Islamophobia. And I don't think it means that any of us have to endorse that or anything to actually accept that that is what's been happening. And I see the same thing happen with Jewish candidates in American politics. I see a stench of anti-Semitism.
See, I have to agree with what Piers is saying here. And I'm sorry to the universe for agreeing with Piers. But I've been saying this, guys, since the beginning. When people say, why are Jewish people voting for Mamdani? It's because Mamdani understands what they go through. Because, guys, Islamophobia is real fucking similar to anti-Semitism. It's like the same fucking thing, where it's like a religion, but it's also like kind of becomes a racial thing, even though it's not a race, right? But you know what I'm saying? But like a lot of the Muslims come from the same part of the world. So then there's these racial overtones. It's like racism directed at a religion. And it is like the flip side. You have anti-Semitism here, and on the back of that coin is Islamophobia. And dude, I think that especially the young Jewish people, they see Zoran and they know, because they've grown up in America post 9/11 when Islamophobia has just become rampant. Like you can't go 2 feet online without some Christian talking about Sharia law or making a big deal about an invasion having to do with Muslim people. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? And like, so they know that he knows what it's like to be on the receiving end of that fucking hatred. And he understands what the Jewish people go through because he's going through a version of it himself, man. And it is so true, dude. It is so true, man. I feel like they're, you know, like Andrew Cuomo doesn't understand what the fucking Jewish people go through. Like his whole life is privilege. His whole life is no culpability, no consequences, free from every attack. You know, anything he does, anything his people do, he gets out of jail for free, you know, and like, but fucking, you know, for the Jewish people and the Muslim people, they are constantly under attack. You know what I'm saying? Constantly.
From certain quarters towards Jewish candidates. But we certainly see this with Mamdani, and it's ugly, and it's horrible, and it shouldn't be. Yeah, you are a guest on my show, and I appreciate you coming on the show, and I like you coming on the show.
And I'm saying
you know,
the two other
I
guests
think
on
you're
your
able
show
to
are welcome to participate in these anti-Semitic attacks that is so permeating on CNN and MSNBC.
This is so ridiculous. I'm sorry. I have to jump in here. Somebody criticizing you personally is not an anti-Semitic attack. If somebody says that you are lying, that is not an attack on Jews, that is an attack on you. And just stop hiding behind identity. This is all the snowflake behavior that the right is supposedly criticizing the left for, that you're simply repeating here. Yes, Stephen Miller is a destructive force in American society. That is not an attack on Jews. That is no reference to his identity. This is an attack on him individually, and just deal with the merits of this case. And also when it comes to Mamdani and all the stuff that he said,
let's go there.
Whatever you want to call him, you have to be clear about the fact.
I'll bring up the Israeli state, right? That's how we got here in the first place. Let's rewind.
Mamdani, and we should be clear about what Mamdani said in relation to policing in New York and Israel.
We should
see the thing about the Israel, right? The thing about the Mamdani police things is really, it's not even about Jewish people. Right? What he said about like the cops and, you know, the IDF, it's about the IDF being an occupying force. Okay? The IDF isn't just military. They're not police. They're an occupying force, right? They are. They occupied the West Bank and occupied Gaza. Okay? And the thing about it is why are our police, American police, going and receiving training from an occupying force, right? Why are our police being trained to be occupiers? That shouldn't be happening here. We don't need that kind of training here in America for police to be an occupying force. Our police don't need to be militarized. They don't need to be occupiers. They need to be de-escalators. They need to be able to do crowd control. They need to be able to do victim, you know, like fucking relations. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, I think wondering why our police forces are getting militarized and getting trained in occupation, you know, occupying like counterterrorism measures is real fucking problematic. Especially when you have somebody like Trump that wants to let the cops wear masks and just drag people off the street, you know? And I know, oh no, they want to like occupy our fucking cities and shit. Hold on, I want to see this exchange again. So I got a little bit lost, but here we go. I do like this guy. Who is this guy? This guy is Omar Badar. Omar Badar. Dude, he's really fucking, I don't know. He's really patient, dude. He is, dude. He's like he's so patient. And I don't know, there's something about the way he talks that's really fucking calming, dude. Omar? Like, I feel like, dude, like I want this guy to teach me about like everything having to do with Palestinian people. He's so calming.
Stench of anti-Semitism from certain quarters towards Jewish candidates. But we certainly see this with Mamdani, and it's ugly, and it's horrible, and it shouldn't be. Yeah, you are a guest on my show, and I appreciate you coming on the show, and I like you coming on the show.
And I'm saying that two other guests on your show are welcome to participate in these anti-Semitic attacks that is so permeating on CNN and MSNBC.
This is so ridiculous. I'm sorry. I have to jump in here. Somebody criticizing you personally is not an anti-Semitic attack. If somebody says that you are lying, that is not an attack on Jews. That is an attack on you. And just stop hiding behind identity. This is all the snowflake behavior that the right is supposedly criticizing the left for, that you're simply repeating here. Yes, Stephen Miller is a destructive force in American society. That is not an attack on Jews. That is no reference to his identity. This is an attack on him individually, and just deal with the merits of this case. And also, when it comes to Mamdani and all the stuff that he said,
let's go there.
Whatever you want to call him.
Dude, he just roasted her so hard, bro.
You have to be clear about the fact.
Bring up the Israeli state, right? That's how we got here in the first place. Let's rewind.
Mamdani, and we should be clear about what Mamdani said in relation to policing in New York and Israel.
How we got here was Jillian very perfectly pointed out that we should not use identity politics to get here. And immediately we went to the state of Israel.
No, I'm sorry. The state of Israel is not identity politics. That is a foreign government that is engaged in genocide and war crimes. And we're allowed to criticize that without you pulling identity politics into this. It is utterly unrelated. And Mamdani, by the way, he was not asked about 9/11 and just randomly decided to drag his aunt into this. He's talking about Islamophobia specifically in a context in which he is under relentless Islamophobic attacks, including by Andrew Cuomo. And in that context, he brought up the story of his aunt and the fear that she felt living in New York City. That is a legitimate part of the conversation. And you pretending that this was comments about him having disregard for the real victims of 9/11 who actually died on that day is such dishonest smearing against him. And I'll say all the references that Mamdani has made in reference to policing.
Dude, see, you know what's hard about this? You know what's so hard about this, guys? Is Katie Miller she's dumb, right? She's dumb, guys. That's what's hard about it. She's dumb. She's not fucking smart, okay? She's not. She like clings to like one sort of anchor. She's not educated. I don't think she's got a deep education of even what goes on in that region of the world, right? And so for her, if you talk about anything, right, there's only Jews and like Muslims, and the Muslims are the enemy of the Jews to her. But there's no separation between, you know, the government, the regime, through the military, the militarized force, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I mean? Like, it's like she is like a 13-year-old girl that has never taken a college history course and is trying to, you know, like take this, you know, geopolitical situation and turn it into a, like an on-off switch. Okay. And she's just stupid. And then part of it is you, if you disagree with her, you're like attacking her. You know what I'm saying? If you disagree with her, you have crossed a line and have attacked her. And I like what Omar said about like how she keeps hiding behind the identity, right? The minute he says, no, we have a problem with your husband because of his own integrity. And the minute we have a problem with your husband, you turn it into this, oh, it's Jewish thing, right? But it's like, no, nobody cares what religion he is. We care that he is a Nazi freak. You know what I'm saying? Who is negative and abusive and has, you know, no like loyalty to the Constitution. And he marginalizes people and demonizes people. He uses violent rhetoric. He's all about retribution and callousness and you know, anybody like the American judicial system is just an enemy. Everything's an enemy. There's him and his ideology, and everything else on this planet is an enemy to be mowed over and publicly executed. That is literally Stephen Miller's like whole being, right? And he's like 4'10" while doing it too. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Dude, Fucking A,
Let me
bro.
jump in.
And the IDF is simply
Omar,
pointing out
let me
factually
jump in.
that there is collaboration there.
I go to New York a lot. I love New York. And there's no doubt to me that what he has said on the record, Mamdani, about the NYPD is deeply offensive to a lot of New Yorkers. And there's no getting away from that. You know, him saying that about the NYPD, we have to make it clear, when the boot of the NYPD is on your neck, it's been laced by the IDF. That is a really insensitive
Yes, that is a reference
thing to say. When he
that is
said,
a reference to that
Yeah,
is a
fine,
reference
but he
to
still
the
said
fact,
it.
an actual program where New York City Police go to Israel on the dime of the ADL or in collaboration with programs through the ADL so they can train with the Israeli police and the Israeli military. An apartheid repressive state should not be training American police. And yes, some of those brutal tactics do come back to the United States and impact Americans. So simply pointing a factual statement about the fact that there is a problematic program there of collaboration, I think is fair. I think pointing out, frankly, it seems like a statement that should not even be in dispute or question. I don't know what the controversy is.
Yeah, I think the controversy is like some people don't want to see the, I mean, guys, I hate to say this. We have a similar problem here in America, right? There are some people who look at the tactics of the IDF and they don't think that they're bad. They think they're just doing their job because they think the people they're doing it to deserve it. And we get that here in America, guys. It's the way a lot of right-wingers view the police here, okay? If the cops kill an unarmed guy, the right-wingers are like, well, you know, they were a criminal. Oh, you used a counterfeit 20, right? They don't see the cops killing or using too much force or being barbaric. They don't see it as bad because it never really targets them. And it's the same with the IDF. There are some people who just don't think the IDF are brutal occupiers, even though they are. Like, it's pretty obvious, you know? And that's rough, man.
Statistics in America show consistently that brown people and black people are stopped by police more frequently. So saying that there's a racism problem, that's not an indictment of policing altogether. Just that's simply pointing out that there are problems that need to be fixed. You're never going to address these problems if you're afraid to mention them.
Look at her.
Omar, he's not saying that there is some racism. He said the NYPD is racist, anti-queer, and a major threat to public safety. What we need is to hashtag defund the NYPD.
I mean, I agree with that statement.
His words in June 2020. Now, he may want to have a revisionist view of his own words. He may have reined back on some of those words, but those words...
See, here's the thing that pisses me off, though, guys, is Donald Trump has literally defunded the police. The FBI, cut, right? Like all the policing aspects of the Department of Justice, cut. Like Donald Trump has neutered federal law enforcement in a major fucking way, bro. You know what I'm saying? He has cut budgets to states he doesn't like, which has affected police funding. You know? I mean, so it's weird to see them making a big deal about the defunding of the police. But I mean, American policing is fucking just so disturbing, bro. Our whole police system needs to be like shattered and rebuilt, dude, 100%.
Words exist in a post he made on social media. That was his belief. He didn't just say some of the NYPD were racist or homophobic or a threat to public safety. He said the NYPD itself in totality was. And again, if you live in New York and you rely on the NYPD to police your streets, or if you work in the NYPD, that is an incredibly insensitive and inflammatory thing to say.
But is it true? Is it possible, Piers, that the NYPD is racist and is a threat to public safety? And that, like, we could look into that? Right? Like, is it true? I mean, maybe it's true. I know a lot of people have talked about the NYPD. Talk to black and brown people in New York. A lot of them will tell you, yeah, the NYPD is fucking racist. We know they're anti-gay. I mean, my God, dude. You know, like, come on, bro. Like, we know, you know what I'm saying? We see that. We know that the NYPD didn't want to wear masks during a pandemic. They certainly were anti, like, let's be safe in public during a global pandemic. I mean, that's saying something. That's saying that they're not really concerned about public safety, right? Like, come on, man.
Let me get straight to the point. Gold.
All right, dude. Dude, he's doing a birch gold. Oh, shit, dude, birch gold, guys. Look at this. Let me get straight to the point. We got birch gold. All right, here we go. Thank you, Piers.
If you're not running for office and you're speaking in a hyperbolic way on social media, that's one thing. No, I think sometimes people
your
can
views
speak
are one
hyperbolically
thing.
when they're.
I don't buy into that, Omar. I don't buy into that. I'm sorry. It shouldn't make any difference.
You don't think that when you're running for office and you get an opportunity to phrase yourself more eloquently, that doesn't count?
See, here's the thing. Is nobody ready? I would like to say this. Donald Trump said he grabs women's genitalia without consent. And that was fine. So why is the Muslim dude being held to account for everything he says? Donald Trump lies and says all kinds of shit. He can make up shit. Oh, I'm running in 28. He can lie. He can lie about the election for years. No problem. Oh, he's just, hyperbole. But the Muslim guy doesn't get any hyperbole, right? His statement is like, nope. Oh, you said this. You meant it. You're bad, right? Oh, bad. Shame. Finger wag. Oh, no, we're going to slap your pee-pee. Right? Dude, I mean.
Same with a woman, and
yes.
Especially the black woman.
Jenny's about to fucking swing, bro. She said, yes, women too, and black women. God forbid if you're a black woman and you say defund the police, they're going to try to fucking deport you. But dude, look at her. Dude, she is such a smug idiot, dude. I'm sorry. Katie Miller is a fucking idiot.
Hang on. No, sorry. I think what counts is what you honestly believe in any given moment. He clearly believed that, or he wouldn't have posted it. The idea that when you run for office, suddenly you change all your opinions, I don't buy that. I actually like to judge politicians on what...
Oh, so, Piers, do you have a problem with Trump grabbing pussy then? Is that what you're saying?
They have previously said when they were civilians, because it's often more enlightening about what they really think about things. And if I was in the NYPD, I'd be very concerned about Mamdani, given what he said publicly about the NYPD. And I don't think that's intellectually dishonest. I think it's assessing what Mamdani said in real time as his honestly held belief about the New York Police Department. So there are things that, look, like I say, he's charismatic. He's clearly very popular. Notably amongst young Jews in New York. I think that's really interesting. He's likely to be the mayor of New York City, but he thoroughly deserves proper scrutiny of what his views have been. And I think his views about the NYPD are inflammatory. And, he's got to address that. I just hold fire panel for a moment. I want to bring in now a Florida Congress.
Dude, all right, so where's the meltdown with Katie Miller? Does that happen later? Does that happen in here?
Openly, and my question was directed to Katie. I mean, Katie, look, from my point of view,
I think when anyone, and they're committing genocide.
Please let Katie speak.
60% of the kids they killed have sniper shots to the head or chest. They're literal terrorists.
Let Katie Miller speak. Cenk, let Katie speak. Katie.
I will just say this, Piers, this is my last time on this program. If you're going to invite open anti-Semitics to participate on your platform and not call it out for what it is, which is anti-Semitism.
I literally just called it out. I just called it out.
That's my point. If you're inviting him back, giving him the air.
What more do you want me to do?
His hatred toward people like myself, toward people like my children, toward people like my family, and again, not debate the merits of the argument.
No one said your family. What kind of lunatic are you?
In the last segment with Rep. Randy Fine, what you said was he had said the word Muslim. He never once said the word Muslim. You immediately turn it to identity politics,
yes, he did.
Which are completely more than identity politics.
He did say the word Muslim. He did say Muslim. He did. I heard him. He did say it.
Dude!
What you're doing by comparing the SS and the IDF is once again saying that the Israeli state, you're coding it for just saying Jews. You're saying that October 7th and what happened afterwards was not a warranted response.
Look at Jillian. She's going through it.
Let's not forget that there were suicide bombers that came from Gaza near daily into Israel.
Cenk, let her finish her point.
Let's not forget who held Israeli hostages. Was that all Hamas? No, that was also Gazan civilians. Why can't they find and return all of the bodies of the hostages? Why? We saw on video yesterday from an IDF drone that a body was recovered and then
Israel was genociding Gaza, and you can't keep track of what's going on in Gaza when it's under relentless bombardment from the north to the south. I mean, it's incredible. We're looking at a dynamic in which literally Israeli soldiers are shooting children in the head. Snipers are doing it.
Were they all Hamas, or were some Gazan?
I would like to ask Katie. Katie, let me ask you a question. The thing I found offensive of what Randy Fine said, amongst other things actually, but his particular statement in which he repeatedly referred to Gazans, not Hamas. I don't think that helps anybody in this debate. Hamas, we know what they are. They're an armed military and political power in Gaza. They do not represent every Gazan. And to try and constantly call the people that perpetrated October the 7th Gazans, I think it's wrong. Okay, good. Because I think it's wrong. In the same way I find it offensive when Cenk says, yeah, but Cenk says the IDF are the SS. I find that incredibly offensive, particularly given that they're Jewish.
Why?
Right?
Are they allowed to genocide? Why is that offensive?
Because you're comparing them directly to the people that waged the Holocaust against the Jewish people.
By the way, you could also call them Turks. You could also call them Ottomans. You could call them Serbs. You could call them members of Pol Pot's campaign. You can call them anything you like. They're all genocides. Now, the Holocaust was even worse. I get that. But at the same time, it is a genocide.
And frankly, when you just simply look at what is left of Gaza, have you seen the footage of it? There's nothing left there. There's complete and total destruction.
I think what's happened in Gaza is horrific.
And it's admitted to by Israeli leaders themselves. They're saying that they're trying to make Gaza unlivable for Palestinians. They're telling you it's a genocide.
I don't disagree. Omar, I don't disagree. And when I hear people like 𝗦𝗂𝗡 and 𝗡𝗙𝗄𝗏, I think they talk in genocidal language. I've classified it myself as ethnic cleansing. They've made no secret that they want to kick all the Palestinians out of Gaza.
Dude, where's the meltdown, bro? Like, it's at the very end, right?
I think it's disgusting and reprehensible. And when the Israeli government officials we've had on try and pretend that their views don't matter and we should ignore 𝗦𝗂𝗡 and 𝗡𝗙𝗏, I say, why? Why should we? They're senior members of the government, for God's sake. So I have, as you know, both of you and Cenk both know, I've expressed increasingly critical views about the Israeli government strategy in Gaza all this year. But I prefer not to get into debates about this stuff where you shout over Katie Miller and start calling the IDF the SS. I think it's just unnecessary. Now, going back to Katie Miller, Katie, do you think we're going to get a lasting peace?
Poor little genocide.
All right. Is your name Katie Miller, Cenk? No, it's not. You're not Katie Miller. Katie Miller, do you think we're going to...
Dude, she's so smug. Dude, she is so smug.
Get a lasting peace here or not?
I think we will, because again, this is a centuries-long war, as Jillian has said, that has persisted for many, many years.
It's biblical.
And for once we have a president who stands up and says, let's be done with this, who brings everyone together, all of the countries in the Middle East, to uphold a peace agreement. And whether that is one IDF soldier being killed or two, and skirmishes, whether that is Palestinians killing themselves after this ceasefire, which we saw in the streets of Gaza, right? Is that all we want to have happen is a lasting peace between Israel and the Palestinians. That is it.
Okay,
that is utterly clueless.
I want to move on.
I'm sorry, but Katie Miller does not know what she's talking about, because Donald Trump is the most clueless president about this stuff. Sure, he's throwing his weight around trying to make sure that there isn't a ceasefire because he's desperate to get some kind of Nobel Peace Prize for peace or whatever, or portraying himself as the peace president, but he will not do the minimum that is required for a long and just peace, and that is Palestinians to be free. And a president who doesn't understand that Palestinians being a free people in their own land is a prerequisite is not going to achieve long-lasting peace.
Would you rather war continue? Would you rather the hostages still be...
No, I'd rather the problem be solved. I'd rather Israel be isolated diplomatically and militarily and financially until it ends its brutal occupation over Palestinian territories and allows Palestinians to be free. That's how you solve the problem.
Dude, he didn't fucking say that, bro. She just, like, bro... Dude, she runs with the ball.
Keep saying nonsense.
All right, I do think of all the things to attack Donald Trump, All right. Of all the things to attack Donald Trump about, him actively trying to wage peace and maybe getting a Nobel Peace Prize seems to me the least problematic thing.
See, Omar's right though. And we all know this about Donald Trump, is Donald Trump isn't seeking a lasting thing that benefits both sides of the equation. He is literally trying to get a pretend peace so he can say, look what I did. I solved the problem. Give me a prize. And then the day after he gets a prize, the fucking missiles will be firing again. I mean, Israel's already Netanyahu's already broken the ceasefire. All they have to do is say they were attacked, and then they can just break the ceasefire. It's like, come on, man.
About Donald Trump. To have a Republican-American president who actively seeks peace, not war, should be celebrated by everybody, right? So I think this is what I mean about Trump derangement syndrome, when people can't even give him credit for trying to find peace. What's wrong with this?
You can't give him credit. Somebody who funds a genocide and then decides to arbitrarily put a stop to it briefly by putting some pressure on Israel to cut it out, and who basically encourages Israel to bomb Iran, and then 12 days later takes credit for having stopped that war. You can't be the initiator of war and genocide and then try to take credit for being the peace president because you put a stop to your own nonsense. That is not how it works.
Let's be honest. October 7th is what started this.
All right,
nonsense.
I want to just switch gears.
Palestinians were being killed before.
All right, hang on.
Several hundred Palestinians were killed in 2023 before October 7th.
All right. We are moving on. We are going to move on briefly to a couple of other topics I wanted to mention. Katie, while I've got you talking to me, I wanted to mention this was...
Dude, where is this part, guys? Why am I not seeing this part? Does it happen at the end? I need a timestamp to where the freak out happens. All right? I don't want to just watch a clip. I want the fucking timestamp in here, man. Dude, I don't know why Jillian is there. She's there to look like Al Franken. Is it at the very end? All right, we're looking for the meltdown here.
Kamala was wronged because
totally cringe. I hate to say it, but I half agree with Katie here. So the half I
wait.
It's great.
Okay, business. And
she was fifth either
anyway,
of that.
Was it before or after Randy Fine? Well, that was
Kamala
the meltdown.
Was wronged because she's a black woman. She should have been more celebrated as controllers.
Okay, so I don't
to see somebody who
he's obsessed with identity politics, and I can't stand it. It's a losing strategy. It's a very selfish strategy. And
I saw it when she threatened to leave. Where was it? When she threatened to leave? Up here? I didn't see it.
It gets on my show, and I've argued, very
where she said she was going to deport him. Hold on. Somebody said they put it in fucking... Let me see the clip here. Hold on.
Hold on. So what happened in the Holocaust and all the pogroms were discussed. Hold on. So what happened?
Okay, so he's got his hand up. All right. So he's got his hand up.
Oh, you said something slightly true, actually very true about Israel, but it hurt my feelings. You're an anti-Semite, fire him, cancel him, etc. This is all thuggery. There's a bunch of pro-Israeli forces inside America. They've taken over our Congress. They've taken over mainstream media. And not only do they try to smear, cancel, fire, and arrest anyone who criticizes Israel, but on top of that, they now demand that you be racist and bigoted against Muslims. And it's so hilarious.
You want to be specific with your words?
Because Mamdani, hold on, let me finish. So let me finish. So now they go, okay, Even though Mamdani has never said anything anti-Semitic, nothing against Jews, and even though the majority of Jews, according to polling, are supporting...
Yeah, this is going to be it. I'm watching this. This is going to be it. I think this is it.
Okay, what
I think
about
that's
this
fair
one,
enough,
though?
Omar.
He has a rap
but
song.
Okay.
I was going to say he has a rap song where he celebrates the Holy Land Five, who have gone to jail for sending millions of dollars to Hamas. How do you think that would make a Jewish person feel? Probably not great.
Not great, Jillian.
I've never heard of that song.
When Israel slaughters. Hold on.
Okay, I mean, it exists.
Our children over and over and over again, and all we do is and Piers, this is really important. It's not that the American people are Islamophobic. It's that American media, mainstream media, and almost all the Israeli supporters are the most bigoted, racist people in the country. They despise Muslims. All they do is smear Muslims 24/7 while pretending that they're concerned about bigotry, but only when it affects their beloved Israel. So they're like, oh my God, I'm so concerned about anti-Semitism. Oh, you said something slightly true, actually very true about Israel, but it hurt my feelings. You're an anti-Semite, fire him, cancel him, etc. This is all thuggery. There's a bunch of pro-Israeli forces inside America. They've taken over our Congress. They've taken over mainstream media. And not only do they try to smear, cancel, fire, and arrest anyone who criticizes Israel, but on top of that, they now demand that you be racist and bigoted against Muslims. And it's so hilarious.
You want to be specific with your words?
Because Mamdani, hold on, let me finish. So let me finish. So now they go, okay, even though Mamdani has never said anything anti-Semitic, nothing against Jews, and even though the majority of Jews, according to polling, are supporting Mamdani, 67% of younger Jewish Americans in New York, that's under 45, are supporting Mamdani, we're going to lie anyway, and we're going to say, you know what, he's a dirty Muslim, and you should hate him for supporting Muslims. And that's what almost all of the Israeli supporters are doing, almost all of mainstream media, and that sick, disgusting Andrew Cuomo, who's as bigoted as it gets.
Today's show is sponsored by Oxford.
Dude, what the fuck? Where is this, bro? Like, where is this part, boss? I thought that was going to be it. Wait. Dude, I can't find this part. I don't want to watch the whole fucking thing, bro. It's been scrubbed? Nah. I don't think it's been scrubbed, dude. Did they cut it out? Oh, wait.
I'm going to be done with this if you're going to allow.
All right,
now
Katie.
I'm done. Go ahead.
Comes back.
Nobody said Jews. You just said it. You always do that. We say Israel, you say Jews. We say Israel is a government. Please don't make it about Jewish Americans. And you come back and go, you have to make it about Jewish Americans. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
Is Israel a Jewish state? Yes or no?
Yeah.
First of all, okay, so Saudi Arabia is a Muslim state, and you can criticize it all day long, all day long. There's no special protection
because
for
what you're doing is you're decoding language
that
to
calls
mock
themselves
American
a Jewish state or a
and to
Muslim
say that
state.
we should not be here and we should not be in existence, and that you would be happy for other people like Mamdani to use
it. I want Israel to be safe.
Nothing of the sort.
Nonsense. You're totally lying. That's very normal for a Miller to be completely and utterly lying. That's not true. We want Israel to be a safe haven for Jews, 1967 borders. But you guys say, no,
we saw this part.
Palestinian land.
You said it was between Cenk and Randy Fine? Dude, I can't find this fucking part, bro.
No. So shouldn't they get the hell out of Gaza? Yeah. So one of their SS soldiers gets killed, and we're supposed to shed it.
That was it?
Because he'll prove to every other state.
No, that was not it. The other part we watched, and it wasn't it. Yet I'm trying to find when she, all right, here, let me do this. All right, let me do this because there's a transcript and she says something about citizenship, right? So hold on. We're going to go through the transcript and wait, what does she say here?
So what happened in the Holocaust and all the pogroms and all the pogroms,
all right, application. Dude, does she mention Ilhan Omar? Dude, I think it's not in here, guys. I honestly... Dude, I honestly think it's not in here. Hold on, let me see.
Hold on.
All right, hold on. All right, he says, hold on, very clear. Oh, here it is. All right, 45 minutes. All right, here we go. You ready? All right, I found it. 44:22. All right, here we go.
Occupying 53% of Gaza right now. So shouldn't they get the hell out of Gaza? Yeah. So one of their SS soldiers gets killed, and we're supposed to shed a tear for the occupiers? In reality, they murdered 46 children. They murdered 46 children today, Piers. I can't stand the terrorism of Israel.
But you know what, Cenk? When you call the IDF SS soldiers and you compare them directly to the Nazis, and you know they're Jewish, I'm not Jewish, and I find that horrible.
So no. Israel does. Hold on, let me explain. So Israel does not get a pass on committing another genocide because Jewish people suffered the Holocaust. What happened in the Holocaust was disgusting.
You don't get a pass for calling them the SS.
Hold on. So what happened in the Holocaust and all the pogroms were disgusting. That doesn't mean that Israel, pretending to represent Jews across the world, gets to commit another genocide upon a totally innocent people and collective punishment and murdering children over and over again and go, I get to do it. I get to do a genocide. You don't get to do a genocide. There is no jail-free card.
You know what I get to do?
Dude, there it was. Oh, there it was, dude. There it was. You better hope your citizenship is like figured out. Jesus, dude. So first off, all I can say in sum, what a trash panel. Like Omar, okay? Omar is like the one guy that at least is like, I don't know, he's reasonable. I gotta say though, Cenk Uygur, a lot of times I find him offensive and annoying, but a lot of what he said in this was accurate, okay? A lot of what Cenk said was accurate, but my God, dude, Katie Miller is insufferable. Like, she is insufferable. She puts up a wall and makes it so you can never argue with her. And then the minute she gets frustrated, it's like, oh, we're going to look into you. Like, the threats. Everything with these people are threats. And I mean, what's really interesting about it is all of her talk about how dare you impugn my husband, how dare you impugn the Millers. But then look at what she did. She showed us what the Millers are. The Millers are like, if we don't like how you're arguing, we're going to threaten you with removal because we have all the power. And like, so crazy. And dude, what is up with Jillian Michaels, dude? Al Franken over here, like, holy shit, dude. Dude, Jillian Michaels. Dude, we just watched like almost this whole hour, right? And I don't think I saw Jillian Michaels open her mouth like once, dude. Oh my God, dude. Foment away, people. Oh shit. She is insufferable, dude. She's in like Katie Miller, in fucking sufferable. Jesus. All right. Dude, we're done. We're done with those idiots. Dude, yeah, Jillian Michaels. Talk about the crash out. Dude, I don't think I've ever seen a crash out quite like Jillian Michaels, dude. Like, she really has bottomed out. Like, serious bottom of the barrel, bottom out. Yeah, dude, I don't know how the goal... Dude, how did we get a 16 goal? Isn't that crazy? I've never seen the goal show 16 out of 15. Isn't that weird? Dude, that means I'm going to put some extra hips into it. Now that I am the official Antifa employee of the month. Right? You like that? You like my digs? Look at that. Dude, I got the reward. The employee of the month. Dude, you're here. Let's go. Dude, I'm here. You're here. We're here. Right? We're here. Cenk Uygur went to Wharton. I mean, that doesn't surprise me because Cenk is he's not the most educated guy out there, right? Dude, I'm not convinced that was Jillian Michaels, guys. I'm still pretty sure that was Al Franken. Okay? I am pretty sure. I'm going to have to check. I'm going to have to contact Piers' people, but I'm pretty sure that was actually Al Franken. Dude. Oh, shit, dude. What the hell, bro? That is some funny ass shit, boss. Oh, Lord have mercy. All right. So, guys, we're, again, tonight's going to be not the longest stream. I went crazy last night. I got to get ahead on videos because I only got 2 videos done today. And I have a bunch of material to get into videos. I have a lot of shit to roll out. But, dude, we got to talk about this UFC fighter. Okay? This UFC fighter is amazing. I haven't watched the full thing, but have you seen this guy? Where is he? I know I got it saved here. It is this guy right here, dude. Bryce Mitchell. Okay? Bryce Mitchell. Again, I'm not familiar with Bryce Mitchell. Okay? Dude, I'm not familiar with who this guy is. Okay, I don't know a lot about UFC fighters. He calls out Trump, but then he talks a lot of craziness. That's believable. Okay, it is believable. So the thing is, though, is these guys. All right, let's look him up. Oh my God, dude, look at him, bro. Look at him. He looks fucking craven. All right. 31. All right. So what do we got here? He's a featherweight. All right. Oh, shit. He was born in Texarkana, Arkansas. Holy shit. He's from Arkansas, bro. That's never a good sign, guys. Okay. And that's never a good sign. Being born in Arkansas. He's got a degree in economics. Oh, all right. Dude, he's interested in self-sufficiency. Dude, he released a country rap mixtape. Dude. Dude, he released a country rap mixtape titled Pasture Fire. What timeline are we on, guys? Oh my God, dude. Dude. A country rap. Oh shit, bro. I'm gonna find his rap. Okay, we're gonna revisit the rap. I gotta make sure that it passes copyright, but that I feel like is gonna be worth investigation. But here we go. You ready? Right here. Okay, Mitchell is a conspiracy theorist. Now, again, okay, this is the start of these guys, right? I feel like this is the start of a lot of this red pilling. And I think, guys, when you think about it, now it goes on to say that I guess he's a flat earther. He believes gravity is a hoax. I mean, this guy is obviously a real brainchild. Dude, he got a degree from CTE University, I think. All right. He homeschooled his son because he didn't want him to be a communist or to worship Satan or to be gay. Oh my God, he thinks Elon Musk is a false prophet. I mean, maybe is on there a Holocaust denial. So this guy is a real piece of work. Okay. But anyway, I want to address a little bit here. Okay. Because here's what I want to say is first off, this guy was a Trumpy, okay? He obviously was a Trumpy. But what I do want to point out, guys, is how this type of guy, the flat earther, the Holocaust denier, the conspiracy theorist, these guys became Trumpies because Trumpism is like real similar to that. Trumpism is founded on hunchy make-believe things, the deep state, you know, the global cabal, everyone's out to get me, the rampant paranoia. Anybody who disagrees with my worldview is a demon that, you know, the enemy within. You know what I'm saying? Dude, let's go. Enjoy this. It's awesome. Let's go, Jake. Dude. Right? But, like I said, the fact, though, that he's pulling away is, I think, now again, I haven't watched this, guys. I haven't watched this yet because I wanted to have a pure reaction. But my guess is that some of this has to do with the Epstein situation. And we've talked about this, guys. We talked about what Epstein has done to Trumpism, where Trump was infallible, okay? It was the deep state, right? And like the secret unseen enemy that was fighting him, and he was going to be the guy that drained the swamp and cleared it out. But the minute the Epstein thing, the minute Trump didn't release the Epstein files, it looks like Trump is covering for the deep state, okay? Right? Especially if they think Trump's not in it. Like, why wouldn't Trump be releasing it? If all the deep staters are in it, he should be releasing it to vanquish the deep state. And so that Trump lost all of that deep state credibility with the most extreme, like MAGA faithful, because now it looks like he's protecting the elites. You know what I'm saying? And that is more than anything, I don't think he even realizes it. It's his downfall, because even though you might have the middle of the road MAGA, like I feel like the extreme MAGA, the guys that would go out there and take a bullet for the cause, they're going to be the ones flipping on him, because now they're like, man, Trump is sort of like one of them. And that's really, I think that fucks up MAGA. That opens the door for MTG and Candy O to come in and start picking the carcass apart. But, all right, let's see this guy. Dude, this guy, though, I mean, this guy doesn't look well, dude. You know what I'm saying? Look at this guy's eyes, bro. This guy, I mean, I know he probably has he's a little touched from all the blows to the head, but like, this guy is a little scary looking. He is, dude. Like, I feel like a little freaked out by him. But all right, let's see. He apparently, though, he's like had a falling out with Trump. Let's see what he says.
Hey, I want to let y'all know I'm not with Donald Trump no more. I don't support him. I don't like him. I think he's a corrupted leader. And, yeah, it took me a while to come to that conclusion, but I finally am coming to it. I do not like the guy at
Dude, a corrupted leader? Dude, I mean, he's not wrong so far. I'm not sure where he's going with this, but dude, this is kind of like heavy words for somebody. You know what I'm saying? It's really heavy words, but all right, let's see where he goes, dude. Next thing you know, though, I'm afraid it's going to be like some aliens land in the backyard and they told me that Trump was stealing money from me or some shit, right? Yeah, dude, I don't think Dana White agreed. I don't think Dana White's going to react real well to this, boss. All right, but here we go.
And, yeah, it took me a while to come to that conclusion, but I finally am coming to it. I do not like the guy at all. The first thing for me was he didn't release the Epstein files. They're even acting like they didn't exist. And, of course, they're sending Israel and Ukraine all of our tax dollars, just like the numbnuts before him did. Putting America last. And now he's blaming the beef farmers for the price of beef. Hey, I'm not biased, man. He talked a good game. He tricked me. I was fooled. I admit it. Okay, now let me tell you how bad I think this is, though. This is really this bad, guys. I want y'all, if you're a Christian, I want you to get into Revelation 13:3.
Oh,
and I want you to read that verse. Yeah, about the Antichrist, about the one who was fatally wounded in the head. Then he...
Oh, shit, bro! Dude, homie did his homework, bro. Like, he's reciting... Dude, he's like preaching right now, dude. Oh my God. You know what? I feel like we're about to get into some crazy, but I'm going to say this. I am impressed that the guy from CTE University came in with like he's got the story, bro. He's like the wound in the head. I mean, he's going in. All right, I'm backing up a sec. I'm not going to stop it. I'm going to let him just shine. All right, here we go.
Okay, now let me tell you how bad I think this is, though. This is really this bad, guys. I want y'all, if you're a Christian, I want you to get into Revelation 13:3, and I want you to read that verse. Yeah, about the Antichrist, about the one who was fatally wounded in the head. Then he was miraculously healed, and the whole world marveled at him and said, no man can make war with him. Yeah, I do think that Donald Trump is that beast of Revelation 13:3.
Oh.
Yeah, go read it. Go read it. There ain't another man that's ever walked the planet that fits Revelation 13:3. Then read the rest of the chapter, and it'll tell you the mark of the beast is coming in 42 months. Now, I'm not saying that I know that Donald Trump is this man of Revelation 13:3. I'm just saying he's the only one who could be right now. Go read Revelation 13. He's the only man that fits that description. Yeah, and I'm totally done with the dude. He's done to me. He's done. He's a goner. He's compromised. He's right up there with the rest of the pedophiles, man. And it sucks to say that because I supported him for a long time, but he's a good actor. And he had me fooled for a long, long time. God bless y'all and thank you.
Dude. Dana White is fucking, like, you think Dana White threw something when he saw this video? Dana White, dude, let's go read Revelation 13:3, shall we? You ready to read it? I'm ready, dude. I'm going to roll the sleeves up. That was a call out, okay? Again, guys, I don't really care about this shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what kind of effect it has, but dude, I'm going to foment some anarchy inside the MAGA movement. The fact that we now, look what we have happening. We have Antichrist coming from a Christian good old boy that is in the Dana White UFC network. Okay? That's big. That's the guys that were selling Trump. Logan Paul, Jake Paul, Joe Rogan. They're all Dana White's boys. They're all hitting the cash register and selling Trump. This guy is from that world saying, homie's the Antichrist. Dude, that's big. All right. There are a lot of like mega church type people that are going to be like, they're looking at Revelation 13:3 and they're maybe it's just a little static in the back of their fucking thing. Dude, that's big. Dude, let's blow this shit up. Oh, all right, let's look at Revelation 13:3. Dude, it's even coming up, dude. People are searching for it. All right? You ready? Let's see. Let's see what it says. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. I mean, dude, that's I get it. I get the fucking the right. I mean, isn't that kind of what has been playing? Right? Isn't that kind of the play that's been going on? That like I mean, really? Was he shot? No, he wasn't shot. Oh, his, a fucking, a crazy bullet rips his ear, no damage. It's healed. Everyone's like, oh my God, Trump. They're preying on him. They're thinking he's Jesus. Dude, what comes next? Right? And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the mount, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written on their foreheads. Dude, Trump. Ooh, Trump. Trump was right about everything. And I heard his voice from heaven, the voice of Harper's harping. Is that Harper's harping, or is that Don Jr. snorting coke off of fucking, a stripper's ass? All right. I mean, we don't know. We don't know what it is exactly. It could be Harper's harp. Dude, CT University. Oh, and before the four beasts and the elders, right? Dude, and he followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, the great city. That's Portland. We have fallen. Portland has fallen to Antifa. Oh, shit. All right. Dude, are there some juicy comments in here? All right, let's see what we got. Can I go into the comments? I like it a lot. Yes, dude. Oh, shit. Help a brother out. Right? Welcome back to reality. People out there are, oh, my God. Dude, yeah. I mean, they've been doing crazy shit. Oh, Jesus, dude. Beware of the false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing. Dude, I'm worried. I'm worried about scrolling through comments on Twitter. I just can't do it. I can't scroll through comments, right? You got to be careful these days. That's a quick trip to being banned. But again, guys, right? If you look, we've looked at this before. If you look at this, like if you go in AI mode, all right? Now, again, guys, Antichrist, like they've been Antichristing as long as there's been religion. People have been worried about the Antichrist. But the signs of the Antichrist are obviously the number of the beast, which people are supposed to take like on their forehead, right? But, charismatic and deceptive leader, okay? Somebody who stands out in the crowd and says that like they're a deceiver, but they're supposed to be super charismatic that everyone just sort of like bows down before them, right? And the thing about this is the New World Order, right? Trying to remake the global order, okay? I mean, there's a lot of things to this, but this though is some of this is, not there. He doesn't deny Jesus's identity. Trump doesn't. But a lot of this shit about the arrogant and blasphemous words, I mean, some of it is layered, right? That he's, I feel like this right here, the counterfeit version of Christianity, this is one of the things that I think, as somebody who has studied the Bible, right? The things, it's not a literal document, right? But this is one of the things that I've thought has to do with now more than anything is the counterfeit version of Christianity okay? And this is a big one, guys, okay? Because one of the things about Revelations is it says that there's going to be a version of Christianity that like wins the people over, but it's going to be like not real Christianity. And more than anything, guys, the rise of this new like vicious, like, you know how now everybody's like, why are all these Christians not at all like Jesus? And that's kind of one of the huge stories of Revelation, is that Christianity's going to rise again, but it's not going to be real Christianity. It's going to be something that's deceitful and devious, right? And that's one of the things that when you look at these Christians that are using the F slur and they're using slurs and they're judging and they're being vicious. They believe that their belief in God, they're allowed to be vicious and controlling and domineering, and that is something that is really predicted in Revelation, that Christianity, that a really like toxic version of Christianity will replace Jesus's actual words, you know? And right? And he mentioned this verse years ago. Could evangelicals spot the Antichrist? Dude, we can look at that. And that's the thing, guys, more than anything, okay, is that, and obviously the arrogance, the blasphemy, the lawlessness, and the deception, and the fact that, like, the power. I mean, there's a problem that I have seen personally, like an irreconcilable thing about Christianity is how they have convinced themselves that following Trump is okay because he gives them power and he says, I'm going to protect your Christianity. But he's like not a good person, right? Trump is not Christian. He's not even good. He's mean. He's nasty. He's right. You know what I'm saying? He's fucking, you know, just fucking not a good human being. He's toxic in every way, shape, or form, right? Cannot take any of that seriously. Any of what seriously, Will? Oh, shit. Right? Is this it? It's the Benjamin Corey thing? Is this the article you're talking about? Because, I mean, here's the problem, guys. You ready? So the problem is that, like, the problem with this, yeah, no, I mean, this stuff is not real, right? But I'm just musing on Christianity because a lot of Christians do believe in the biblical prophecy. I have a half brother who's part of an Assembly of God church, and they actively believe in, you know, they follow a prophet from Romania, the brother Duduman or something that I think, and they like go and build churches, and they're very into prophecy. A lot of like the mega church, the Assembly of God, the Pentecostal, prophecy is a really big deal. It's big in Mormonism, okay? But here's the problem, guys. The problem is the way the Bible is written, the way that Revelation is written, it's written like a song. It's written with metaphors and with descriptors that, again, these were oral stories that were handed down for like thousands of years. And then they canonized them and eventually took the oral stories and made it into one tome called the Bible, right? You know, they did the Old Testament, then the New Testament came around. But the thing about it is, guys, is it's a hodgepodge of many, many, many different stories. And then that canonized written version got changed with the King James and all the different versions of the Bible that have been changed the language of it down the hundreds of years, 1,000 years since it first came. Now, here's the problem. The problem is it's written like song lyrics, okay? None of it is on the nose. None of it is, it's all written in metaphors and storytelling verse to set a theme and a tone, and it's cryptic. And the fact of the matter is you can go in there and you can make a connection anywhere, right? Like with the 666, you can go into numerology, right? Oh, it's written on his, bear the name on the forehead. They're wearing a Trump hat, right? Like there are just 1,000 ways. Like I could go into any song. You ready? Right now, you could give me metaphoric lyrics of any song, and I could probably apply them to Donald Trump and the Trump administration and point out some ahas and be like, look, this song is predicting what Trump just did, right? Like after the fact or whatever. It's like anytime something is written open with metaphor like that, you can concoct it in any sort of way, you know? Anyway, dude, and they've been doing this, guys. Like the end is nigh, the Antichrist is here. They've been doing this literally since the Bible was canonized. They have been saying this is the Antichrist, right? I mean, that shit was going on during the Reformation when they were selling indulgences and shit. Before the Reformation came, when the Catholic Church was like out of hand, you know, it's pretty thick with manipulative abilities, you know? Dude, who doesn't dig oral traditions? I mean, you know, now that you mention it, like, oh shit, dude. Oh man, that shit is funny, dude. Oh, Lord have mercy, right? Dude, Lord have mercy on our souls. I will look at this though, right? I will look at this shit. I'll look at that article. But I think though, guys, I think this is significant here, guys. You know, this is significant. Okay. I know this guy is crazy. And I know that like the revelations and the rapture and all this shit, I know that this shit is crazy and it's outlandish. But the fact of the matter is, guys, is they're attempting a Christian nationalist takeover of this country. And by they, I don't even know who they is exactly, but I know it's like evangelical billionaires. It is religious power people, the Southern Baptists, the mega church leaders, the Heritage Foundation, the Manhattan Institute, the Alliance Defending Freedom, all those far right evangelical money groups. Okay. They are all trying to band together to purchase the U.S. government in a way that they can permanently enshrine Christianity into our constitutional amendments. Okay, they are going after the state governments. They are going after the state legislatures. Believe me, guys, we need to fix the state governments. We need to get like progressives and left-wing people into state governments. If they get enough state legislatures and governorships to amend the Constitution, America will be done, okay? But yes, the thing about this guy right here is some of those megachurch crazies, they're going to believe this guy, or even if they don't believe him, it's the infection, right? You guys, any of you guys sober? Any of you guys sober? All right, so look, I'm AA. All right, I'm 18 and a half years sober, okay? And I did sobriety for 5 years with no AA, just white knuckling it, gritting my teeth, being a workaholic and gambling and other shit, replacing it. But so there's a thing that happens, guys. Let me just tell you. There's a thing that happens with drinkers where there's a power in AA that comes from like the power of people confronting their issues and healing. And so there's a power in AA that cracks open your alcoholism, which means if you're an alcoholic and you go to an AA meeting, even if you go and you're like, fuck this shit doesn't work, I hate it. Once you go there, the power of that healing creates a little low rumble in your world. It creates a little static that fucks up your alcoholism a little bit. Okay? If you go there, it fractures it a tiny bit, and it just creates a little rift in your alcoholism that if you want to get sober, that rift will open up a door for you to get sober. But it definitely has an effect, okay? It just has an effect, and it's not even the program or the AA, it's literally just the energy of healing, guys. Like I told you that once I started a healing journey, I figured out my sexual abuse. Therapy does this. Meditation does it. Any investment you have, tapping, if you go into the energy of healing with other people who are bringing an energy of healing, that energy of healing affects you. Because energy affects us. The same way that if you walk around grumpy and being negative, you can bring rooms full of people down with your negativity. There's an energy there, okay? What I like about this Bryce guy, this University of CTE here, is he is creating an energy of doubt. He's creating an energy of fracture with the MAGA movement. And that is powerful, man. You know what I'm saying? It's powerful, guys. It is, dude. This shit is like, these kinds of things are helping to fracture this shit, okay? It's the Epstein files, and then this guy thinks he's the Antichrist, and Candy O is like, I think they killed Charlie, right? And MTG is like, they're being dishonest. And all of this, the MAGA movement never had this, guys. The MAGA movement used to be above reproach. Donald Trump was literally like the Jesus figure. But now all his disciples are like, I think he's one of them, right? They're like, I don't think they're being honest with us, guys. And this shit, bro, we're going to fucking burn this shit to the ground now, boss. They are imploding. The start of the implosion is here, guys. We just need to exacerbate it. Like, I don't know if you've seen. So what I've been doing, guys, is I've been going in particular under TPUSA and just asking questions. Like I'll go under Andrew Colvett will post, and I'll go under there and be like, hey guys, what is Andrew Colvett's role in Charlie Kirk's killing? Why is Candace Owens saying that Erica Kirk had something to do with Charlie's death, right? I'm just like asking questions under these things. Dude, and I think we need to do a lot of that. We need to sow discord inside the movement, right? Sow discord, boss. Every little bit of that helps, man. Never underestimate the power of like getting them to start eating their own, right? You know what I'm saying? Who's got the matches? Exactly. And guys, if we all do this, if we all engage in this behavior of sowing this kind of discord, like this shit, now's the time, guys. They are breaking down, okay? They are fucking breaking down, dude. This kind of shit would never have happened, bro. This is one of Dana White's guys, a religious bumpkin, now going in and saying like, holy shit, like Donald Trump is the Antichrist. Dude, I mean, it's hyperbolic, but bro, there's going to be some people out there that are like, oh yeah, dude, I think he is. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if some of the MAGA crazies start thinking the Republicans are the party of the Antichrist? Dude, it will be the horseshoe theory come fucking full circle. Bro, now we just got to go to work on them about how, you know, in Genesis it says we are male and female, right? Which means we're all like, none of us is a single gender because we are not male or female. We are male and female. And the Bible does say it, guys. It says and. It does not say or, okay? It says that we're both. And technically, if the woman came from the rib, then yeah, we are both, okay? Dude, yeah, these people are insane. But I say, like, let's give them gasoline and a blowtorch and let them go take the MAGA movement. Oh, dude, let's go. Dude, all right. So I think that's it for today, though, because I have a bunch of fucking videos and shit from yesterday to get going. Trump wants to nuke. See, again, guys, you know, I really think the nuclear option, I hope they do this, okay? I hope they nuke it, because if they nuke it and then shit falls apart, it's 100% them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, let them. Dude, I mean, this is why they're not nuking it, because they want to play the game of blaming the fucking Democrats. But fuck it. Let them blow it up. And then all the fucking fault lands on them. You know? Like, dude, sometimes let them burn down their own house. You know? Right? Because then they can't blame the Dems. Right? And dude, I know, Callie, we do all start female. I mean, it's true. If you look at it biologically, we all start female. And then you either switch, you either change into a male or you remain female. And that's accurate. Every human being is born female, and then you either transition to male, right? And with the physiology happening first, and then the brain coming in, you know. And agreed. See, I think the gender markers are so weird because I think we just created them for social categories. Like, if we had no gender marker, we wouldn't even have to worry about straight or gay or male or female, you know. But it is a really fascinating shit. I mean, to me, you know, I don't like the fact that they try to say that transgender people don't exist when there's historical record of them even before people knew what transgender meant. Right? And dude, Willem, let's go, buddy. Thank you, boss. Appreciate you. Dude, we appreciate all the support, guys. Thank you. We're about to get that dance party. But let me just tell you guys, because the physiology is like there's a physiology evolution where we're kind of born female and then it switches to the male, and then the brain part happens last. It just makes so much sense that you could have a physiology change and not the mental, or a mental change and not the physiological. Like, right? Like, if you're making things in an assembly line, if you make 1,000 objects, there are quirks that happen. And so, like, wiring mix up happen, like parts get put in wrongly. And people are born with, you know, scoliosis and spina bifida, and there's Siamese twins that are born where two people and two brains are in one person. I mean, the fact of, like, you know, like female brains being in male bodies or male brains being in female bodies, or the intersex or something in between just makes so much fucking sense. To act like it doesn't make sense is fucking ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? It is like, it's so dumb. This whole, like, you know, I mean, it's just dumb, dude. It is just fucking dumb, boss. And you know what, though, Ǩēļi said, so to this day, trans people are pretty much accepted in Hawaii and it's no BFD. That's because Polynesia was like, there was third gender in Polynesia, guys. It's in their fucking history, man. They know. It's in their bloodline. Like, the Polynesians were the first people to acknowledge this shit. Like, I mean, you know, the native people, the Two-Spirit, absolutely. I mean, you know, the Muxes, the Hydras, they're just, it's just so, it's so like it was there before people even knew what it was, you know? Right? And yeah, dude, again, obviously, if they believe in a God who created everything, then he definitely created this too. Now, I don't believe that God created it, right? And again, you know, we could have a long discussion about the whole omnipotent, omniscient God that supposedly also does free will, but then gets mad at the people how they use their free will when he's omniscient. Like, come on, bro. If you have an omniscient God, then that God knows every person and what they're going to do with that free will, and he has no right to get mad at them after the fact, right? If you give people free will and the free will takes them to a place that you didn't intend, like, fuck you. You either gave them free will and are okay with it, or you gave them free will to set them up. Like, you need to fucking make up your goddamn mind. You know? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. I mean, there's so many holes, dude. That boat of religious doctrine has so many fucking holes that thing is sinking fast, right? Dude, let's go. Right? Yeah, baby. All right, you ready to dance? Are we ready to dance? Dude, tonight was fun, guys. Thank you. All right, thank you. And energy out. Dude, my kid is a New Yorker now, officially. Dude, let's go. Dude, yeah, I know the hijras are amazing, dude. The hijras are they're beautiful. If you look at the hijras, it's a fucking, I don't know, gorgeous culture, I think. All right, you ready? Let's get this fucking edit mode ready. Get ready to dance, boss. Get limber, baby. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, baby. Oh! Oh! You ready? Whoa! Dude, I don't know about you, but I'm ready for a little deja vu. Oh, 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 oh. Let's go. Woo. Dude, let's go. Keep on keeping on, dude. Let's go, baby. Yeah, Groove Dragon, I've always kind of been a one-man show. I like it. It suits me. I like to bring it. Let's go. Thank you guys for being here.
Been here before. But I won't mind the day I
Oh, yeah, man. Dude, that one felt good. Life is a wonderful mess. You're all I've got. You're all I want. You're all I've got. All right, guys. It's been another great night. Fucking love hanging out with you guys. You guys are always a fucking good time, man. Dude, I know we're trying to keep ourselves sane, right? You gotta fucking keep our head together with all this Trump shit. Make sure you take care of your mental health. Very important. I appreciate you guys. I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good night, baby. It's time to get radiant.
I just want to change the world. I just want the perfect girl. I don't want to hang around. I'd rather be found. It gets better. I wonder my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. Change the world, but I'm not gonna wait my turn. I don't ever want to come down. I'd rather be found. It gets better.